Right. Right, sorry about that, but I got the coughs, which comes helpful and handy for when I want to do an audio recording. It's quite a long one I got to do. So it's the 20th of the 7th, 2026, and it's been a piss-off morning. Right, so we start the day with getting up, going to the window, and a van saying on the mic. Mike is my dad. Also, I want to mention a section of yesterday. I put on the internet that I want Argentina to win over Spain, because Spain suggests a wedding anniversary, and that 4-letter name, I'm not really supposed to say this, but on this specific documentary I'm going to let you know, because there's going to be nothing that I need to mention about this person in the future, so I might as well just let you have the name on this occasion. It's Ella. She's the one that's unfolding in all the jungle tracks, as a name, through choir chords, right across the dark ambient cryo chamber scene. Many different suggestions, like everything's opening up around that specific person. Unfortunately, there's 100% through with that person. That person is never going to be able to go with me, if that was to be the case. They buggered it up. They did a logo sign on the Google World Cup to suggest Ella, or whatever. Incidentally, I will mention this. I've never spoken to this person, but I have spoken to the father of this person. There's actually a girl that actually looks like Ella. There's actually Ella Dora at the church, at St. John's Church. They look near enough identical, those two, but this one's like only about 5 or 6 years of age. Anyway, so yesterday we had some light flickering from paranormal forces. Firstly, it's can't remember what it was. It sounded like there's no one left now, or you're not going to get anyone, or it's too late. That's it. It's too late when I'm sort of like trying to date or speak to people or whatever. It's too late. And then later the lights flickered again, as to say, did he? Also yesterday, last night, Argentina and Spain were having a match. I was watching the results. I wasn't watching the actual match. I was just watching the Google thing where it has the live, who wins and who doesn't. I wanted Argentina to win because the issue with the wedding anniversary, and also it suggests Izzy Simpson, and also this Ella has the look of Izzy Simpson, the one I saw at that place on the 14th of January who I played pool with. Like I said, this person's through. I got no chance in hell going with that person. That's all through. This is why I don't need to mention the name really, but I want to mention that name so you know who it is as a one-off, before it's no longer going to be mentioned like all the other names that are through. What happened is they stopped her going to that specific place after that one specific day that she went there, and if I could stop sweating because the temperatures, even though she said she was going to come there for a couple of months every week, they changed her place of where she is doing her work courses. It's just annoying when they have adverts and everything else all across the internet, which are not British adverts, by the way, to claim that I'm in a relationship with this person when I'm not. There's a lot of stuff that's unfolding, and I've even been in trouble for putting stuff on Facebook and whatever regarding that name Ella. So this got to be kept off. So anything that's related with that person, I'm not allowed to mention. If she wanted to contact me, that's fine. That puts me back into the safety zone of the friendship, and it wouldn't be a problem, but that's not going to happen. Anyway, let's get back to this morning, shall we? So we had on mic to start the day. There's paranormal tapping under my feet, which I mentioned in the past. I had a lot in the past, and it's tapping to say you're going to hell. And I thought, yeah, why is that happening? Then we had a load of seagull sounds, dog barks, to say that you lost Ella, or to say that you're going to hell because you're not with Ella, or claim that I turned against Ella when I haven't. You've had a load of police sirens to say there's no one left, or you're not having anyone, on 2 different occasions, 2 different police sirens, doing it in a purpose way. People have been revving, there's no one left, you're not going to get anybody. And revving to say you're being shot dead or knifed down or stuff like that, and that you're having your life taken, and that you're going to hell, in fact. So a very nice morning there. The light flickers as to say you're going to hell, Justin. There's more things that I've got on sheet about this, and it includes the name Ella as well, but I'm not the one that's turned against her. That's the thing. I'm not sure if she's turned against me or whether she hasn't, but she didn't return after the 14th of January, and they stopped her going, or something happened where that came to an end. I was only saw her on that one day, but because I really liked her as a friend, is about the nearest person that's liked me in my whole life, with a cute appearance and lovable looking type of face person. So obviously she's roughly about my height, similar looking to Izzy Simpson, the celebrity, the magician that was on Britain's Got Talent about a decade ago. She is also got similarities to characteristics of my face, of my actual face as well, and got my dad's eyes mixed with the look of Izzy Simpson's eyes. So very interesting. I wonder if I can get through here, or whether it's grown to a point where I can't get in there anymore, because that's going to be very awkward if I can't. So reached it out. Ah, you little shit. Get out, I don't want all that in my fucking clothing. Fuck. I can just about get that. I know I can't. Oh, wait. After today, it's not going to be possible. Next time I come here, that's not going to be possible. I don't know when I'm next coming down to Bridport, but I'm in the barn. This is where I usually do the recordings of the other stuff. Like I said, I'm not supposed to mention that specific name, but it's going to be the last time that I'll ever be mentioning that name, because this person is out the scene, completely gone. With information or suggestions that she's with a boyfriend, and suggestions that she's been made pregnant, all the rest of it, and the fact that I haven't seen her for 3/4 of a year, or just over half a year, whatever. And the fact that I'm not supposed to mention her name, you know, is out the door. And also, if you look on the internet, there's actually a religious name as well, meaning the divine, the light, the love, the careness. Basically the same meaning as Jesus Christ in some ways. But yet this person's gone, and this person's gone completely. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed, because there's nothing I can do about it. I can't make any communication whatsoever. I've got restriction on me. The only way any friendship can take place is if she was to have me. Now, like I said, I'm not really supposed to give the name, but because I'm not going to be mentioning this person again, because this person's completely gone now, I may as well just mention it. So yeah, Argentina, I wanted to win because the Spain flag is the same colour as the borders of the Dance Trance Wedding Anniversary Part 1 and Part 2, yellow and red. And also I want to mention something else. I was mentioning this yesterday in a recording. They've The Dance Trance wedding anniversary is being suggested, as well as just wedding suggestions, all across Somerset to apply the wedding anniversary, basically. Right across, like designing the bench with a load of flowers around it, or in the middle of the town, and designing everything to be shaped or in the way, or flag colours or suggestions to Dance Trance wedding anniversary. And also, if we go into the joke shop called the Mad Hatter in Yeovil, outside where the window is, I see it every day if I go on the bus, because the bus comes back in that direction to go through the town. They've designed it to look like Fitzgerald version of the what's it called? Magnetic lines of force or something like that. There's a picture of a head. It's on a book cover called Mind, a Simplified Study. And it's also on the Encyclopedia of the Medical Dictionary, or a medical book, when it was first released in 1993 or 1994 area, when that book came out. I don't know what year it came out. It might even be a little bit before that, I'm unsure. But if I was to guess, I'd say it's about 94 it came out. The same year that they put those head covers on those specific tape covers of Dance Trance. But they didn't just contain the wedding anniversary when it came to those tape covers. They were putting miscellaneous tapes in there. In actual fact, they've even put the Strictly Jungles in the actual those Dance Trance tape covers. When I first had Doc Scott, I had Euphoria Club Oblivion. Someone mentioned a specific mix that was in the head cover, which appears to be Strictly Jungle from eBay, when they listed the Dance Trance of a Dance Trance tape that they took a picture of when they give a description of it. So that is, I think it would have been Strictly Jungle. Then again, on the World on a Pendulum, I had Strictly Jungle Kenny Ken, which is the one where it's supposed to be in the tape cover with the open tiger's mouth. So yeah, they were putting Strictly Jungles in those Dance Trances, but most of the mixes that were in those specific covers were a mixture of 3 specific events in particular, and they are Mission Control, the Wedding Anniversary Part 2, and The Sound of Summer, which are all Dance Trance tapes. There's a lot of conspiracy at the moment, a lot of moaning about and all the rest of it, that Mission Control is not part of the wedding anniversary. Well, that's quite true. None of them are connected because they're all separate events. They might have the same, the same title, or they might have the same type of tape or cover, but that's exactly right. It's not connected, because if they're connected, they would have been played at the same time, at the same event. So yeah, it does make sense. They're not connected. So yeah. Yeah, I'm not supposed to be mentioning this name, Ella, but I want to get it clear out of my head now, because I'm getting pissed off of people turning against me and leaving me for dead with nothing to get as a partner. Really, do you have a name as well? Chloe. But this is a one-off recording. I want to do a raw recording, you see, of all the problems. And today has really pissed me off. What else has happened? Something else has happened. What's happened today that's really pissed me off? This is this morning's. Something else has happened. I can't bloody remember what it was. There's something I've stated, but I can't remember what it is. There's a lot of serious things going on this morning. Oh yeah, that's it. On the internet, someone on dating age 44, which is exactly the same age as me, but this person was really, really negative, should I say. A person I can't stand the look of, let alone you wouldn't be able to have sex with that person. I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting at a dinner table with this person eating, because she's got that unhygienic, grubby appearance, rough skin. She's only asking me if I'm single, aged 44, with 6 kids, and saying that she's been with many men. How helpful. But the better news is she actually looks like someone who sexually abused me as a child. But older looking and more rougher skin looking than that person who sexually molested me as a child, I might add. Even though she's the same age as me, aged 44. So yeah, I'm not bloody happy. We're trying to think what else. There's something else. I'll tell you what, I'll read these sheets out. I'm going to come back to it later. Now, these sheets are not in order, but this is some of the stuff. It's got some of the stuff that happened this morning. And these sheets are not in order because I don't put the numbers on the sheets. I'm just going to read them out randomly, yeah? From sheet to sheet. Some of it's going to be quite negative, and some of it's it's being stated raw in a specific recording, because I just want to do a recording of all, just be a bit more open about everything, to let you know, to explain the situation of everything. Right, so penis up loud bike. She phoned the police on you. You touched her hand up. She fucking hates you, said. Penis sexually excited shoots up. Loud bike, 9 times loud. Seagull says no one left. On Dad. Oh well, not really supposed to say this, but like I said, I'm saying it raw. And take into account all this is not made up either. Right, so I wank and there's an 8 times loud bike. Seagull says shag. Well, 4-letter name beginning with M. It shouldn't be happening. This sort of sound shouldn't be happening. I don't know what's causing it. Right, so Seagull says paedophile just very clearly. Messed up, Right, so Seagull says messed up, molested Sadie when I've never had sex with her. Tried blowing the place up with petrol, being knife, said. Animal or someone clearly says knife attack. Ella at 10:30 a.m. Now, what it means by that is not Ella. It means the Seagull's trying to make it sound that you're being knifed because of Ella. Right. Hang on. Someone going into a knife attack because of Ella, said. Justin, you're supposed to be with Lisa. Stabbed you, fucking molested Sadie, just. You can't go with this sort of attraction, Justin said. That's the first sheet. Forgot to write attraction on the actual thing. Yeah, this is all raw today. I'm doing it raw for a change because I'm pissed off. They just stopped me getting anyone. They turned my friends against me. Everyone's turned against me. And there's nothing I can do to get sex or any fucking friendship, and people are moaning about my fucking age in the future. They won't let me have anyone a bit younger so that I can enjoy sex either. That's not going to solve any problems when you've been sexually molested and stopped from getting sex all your life. Orange car timed. Mr. Bowles top. Bamford's van. She's a teenage tart. That's why she's turned, said. This was said by some people on the bus. Then the same person shortly after says Ella is her name. I don't know what's gone on there with this Ella, whether she's actually turned against me from that day onwards or whether things are... But whatever it is, if she liked me, she would have tried contacting me on the internet. There was one person I was suspicious of being that person, but this person's not living up to the suggestion of this person, so it's definitely not her. DM Electrics, grey car, MKM van, yes van with 2 S's, grey sexual car with light on, grey car timed, car with light on, one light out, sorry. Oh yeah, this was bloody interesting. Is what I was going to mention earlier, and I thought, well, it's not my fault, is it? But the spirit world or God or whatever's on the other side cannot understand what's gone on, and they think it's me that's turned against Ella. This is why I've had to bring this name up in this specific documentary, because of how serious it is. So basically, the light flickers on the bus as to say, you turned against Ella and you're going to hell. That's how the light pattern moved. But as it said hell, the light dimmed in a way where it's sort of low power electricity was going through to cause that to occur in that way. But I was thinking, it was a bit like this morning when I was lying in bed chilling out, my feet and paranormal tapping under my feet, and then the light flickered in my place to say that you're going to hell. And then later on, they're saying it's because of Ella. So basically, what's going on is God thinks I've turned against Ella, and God thinks with the force around me. Initially, it's too late now, but initially, the whole force control around me was to say I'm going to get in a sexual relationship with Ella, and that Jesus doesn't turn. Ella was taken away from me, or Ella turned against me, and I don't know nothing about it, because she didn't come back to the place on that community day after the 14th, but she did like me on that specific day. Obviously I was tipsy that specific day, because I was very naughty on the vodka. In actual fact, my vodka's been very, very bad in the last two weeks, but it still hasn't been as bad as what it was in January, because I was going through up to a litre bottle on some days. And that day that I saw that Ella, the following day, I was literally tipsy, even when I sort of half tipsy, when I was going back home to go to bed to get rid of a headache that later developed when I was at Mind, just before I went home. I did tell her, in a nice friendly way, to take care. It's the final words that I said to Ella, and she said yeah. And that's it. That's the last of the story. Right, so anyway, next thing is white car, grey with light on. Grey sexual car with light on, white car. And now they're pissing about with this Wayne business again. So you had a Wainwright lorry. Bateman lorry. Hearst. Car with one light out. Logic lorry. Time to a tingling rim and bell end. An itching bell end. And sudden sexually excited erection, so motorbike with light on. Same again and twice again. Next sheet. There's quite a few sheets. But let's get through the sheets first before I can think of what happened this morning, because I've forgotten. Sexually excited erection, so 8 times loud bike. So 8 times loud bike again, to the same problem. Tingling rim and itchy bell end. And itchy ring, a bit like when you're licking a battery. A 9-volt battery, it's got that sort of around the rim part of the cop. It needs to time a loud bike when that occurs, and I'm getting fucked off with it. Right, so a motorbike revs nobody left, so then, when that's not my name. I'm Justin, obviously, Justin Langford. People know that, but obviously these people are mistaking me as other people. Gonna have to go with single mums. Single mum. Single mummy just said, penis upset loud bike and the itchy tingling issues several more times to save me staying and again down. Time taking a crap and time to another erection, they need to time another loud bike. Loud bike pissing. Someone says Ella being made pregnant by her boyfriend. Penis ups a loud bike. Same again. Walk out, drain cover hit over. Vaping stench, bike, black and blue, grey, white. More vaping stench again, and dead paedophile. Bow, I can't remember if that I said, or bow whistled. I got bow whistles there. Vaping stench again. This is caused by smoking, this fucking cough. This is why I only had one fag last night. I've got to stop all this completely. Tonight I'm going to attempt none, and I'm just going to try and keep to the Nicorettes. And eventually I need to get off them, because otherwise I get mouth cancer. Being fucking nice, Justin. Really sad, Justin said. Police siren has to say, fucking break. Fucking break him. Which is rather a bad thing to have to say. Obviously it's coincidence, but that's what on this occasion I think it was, I don't know. But that's what it came out as to apply. I can't see the police doing it deliberately, but I don't know. Jail just... you got to go jail just said. Car revs, no one left, go hell. Right, I've already mentioned that part, so... Yeah, I've done this. Most of the sheet. Hang on. See, there is stuff on there that. See if you can remind me of what I needed to mention. Bow whistles certainly molested Kim. Penis up loud bike. Dangerous man. Dangerous as fuck. Mentally ill. Schizophrenia. Justin said. I don't actually have schizophrenia. Obviously, the reason they think I have schizophrenia is due to all the threats that I mentioned in the past and stuff people have reported me for that's not true. So they're added that to the autism factor of the mental illness that I have. So there's autism that I have, but not schizophrenia. When I was diagnosed, when my family did it back in 1993 area, and I had someone at Elmwood School come and visit me, they told me it was autism and nothing to do with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia only came in when I started mentioning all these threats that people give me, and people reporting me for things I haven't done. Someone says, hang on, wait there. Total, hang on, where are we to? Molested Ian Just, total loony, supposed to be shot dead at Burnham-on-Sea. Just, you spastic, supposed to be with an old age pensioner. Penis up, motorbike revs, gone, no one left. Blonde hair, Ella's gone. Burning plane, said. Talking of a burning plane, there's a jungle track by DJ Ron that's called Crackman The Return. It goes, Crackman on the line, freaking out. Don't do that. Crackman on the line, freaking out. Dangerous. And then it goes, burning plane, burning plane. Anyway, let's just get onto the next sheet. Seco says, Justin, bonus a bike, Magna, van, chin itched, bike, girlfriend bag, no chance van, straight after, free mic van, bonus a motorbike, bike, a bicycle that is, auto parts van, Sencora van. This seems to be a popular van at the moment. I don't know what it means, but Cencora. Ambulance lights and sirens. Really not applicable to mention some of this, but I just write it down raw. Seagull says paedophile. Two youths walk past, teenage couple of youths, laughing at me in some ways and saying, hello, Just. But they don't realise that Ella's been taken away. Or she's turned against me, one of the two, I don't know which. Zimmer frame at me, bike time to erection. Fire said. Something, and Fire said. There's something else that's serious I need to mention in a minute. This is on the sheet as well. Penis up bike. Zimmer frame time. If I can get fucking down. It's because I've eaten cheese, that's what's caused it. I had to chug some of that cheese away. It cost me nearly £4. I couldn't fucking eat it because it tasted like it's turning. Seagull says you're going to hell. Messed it up. Again, that's another thing I want to mention. A seagull saying I'm going to hell because I messed it up. It's not me that messed it up when it comes to Ella. She was either stopped from going there anymore, or she didn't want to go there, or she doesn't like me. One of those three. Because she hasn't contacted me on the internet, obviously I can't contact her or I'll get done and I'll get arrested for stalking, which could land me in a ban from using the internet, and I could have a curfews held on me and everything else, which I was told. The police have actually been informed about this issue because the mental health team decided to report what someone reported on my Facebook. They're not allowed to tell me who reported what it was on my Facebook, but they got the information from my Facebook and it ended up in the hands of people in authority, and all the posts ended up, authority saw all the posts that were on my Facebook saying how much I like this Ella, and I was putting stuff like I wanted to try and get with her, and I can't afford to lose that person because there's nobody else available, but it's too late. They've put it through and they fucked up on the ball as well, on the system. It wouldn't surprise me that England was supposed to win the World Cup, and they've had to deliberately literally change the programme of the way it came out, because they might have had to rearrange everyone's movement control to replace Ella. That's probably why they've done it. It might have to replace it, you see, because they put it through. and the fact that I'm not allowed to see her anymore unless she contacts me first. But the problem is, the day England were, I can't remember if it's the 14th or 15th, it's either Tuesday or Wednesday of that week. It was the morning of that week where I can't guarantee it was Ella, but it looked like near enough, 90% it was her, but I cannot guarantee it. If it was, she's in a relationship with a boyfriend, and the boyfriend she's with is one of those hard types of people. Someone's left 2 things there, just to see what that is in a minute. Dogman Unleashed. And if you found this, you're at D. At Atten. Anna. I'm not sure. So the morning that I saw her, the boyfriend is roughly a little bit taller, maybe, or same height. It's the type that always start on me or mistake me as Savannah. It's also the type that go in many relationships with blonde teenage girls, and there's also the type that make them pregnant. So I've lost Ella completely. And obviously, it's the same day, the same evening, England lost the World Cup. What a surprise there. As it stands at the moment, no one's replacing anything, no one's helping me. We're back to square one with no one. I'm asking people from other countries to help me because the people in the UK keep moaning about the age gap. But the problem is I've never had anyone, that's the thing. And there's no one that's helping me. No one gives a fuck. They just said, why do you get a blown up doll? Solve all the problems of being molested as a child. That's for a replacement of going with a real person. Oh, you can go with a robot if you want. You can fuck a tree. It's like I put a knife in you, I don't give a fuck about you. You're being sexually abused, you're being molested, and you're being stopped from getting sex, and you put a knife in your back, and you want you fucking dead. When you're born again, let whoever fuck the guts in and out of you and enjoy it and fucking suffer yourself the fucking feelings out of people that rape you as a child while stopping you getting sex all your fucking life. Yeah, how fucking small-minded. But there's nothing I can do about it. Anyway, the next section on here, the blue card time. Seagull says Merry Christmas. Ella. And it sounded like I said Ella just. It's through. It's not even Christmas. I don't know why it said that. But that's what it said. Ella's through. If you work on the principal of St John's Church, you've got an Ella daughter, but she's only about 5 or 6. That's not even possible in a lifetime. Anyway, what else is there? Yeah, roughly about 50 cars over a drain cover. Not too suggestive, but you just like come out black and blue here at times, or sexual grey, white, or you know. But I just couldn't be bothered to state each and every one. I just put it down as like, you know, as it goes, because I'm you know, when it gets heavy like that, I just can't be in a mood to write every bit of information down. There's a police car, an Edgar van, so it's ED and then Edgar in very small writing. Seagull says, not 16 yet. Hi. Something like that. Who's not 16 yet? I don't know. This is interesting because 16 is actually legal age of consent, but under the eyes of the law, it's still seen as a minor until they're 18. So older people have restrictions put on them, or unless under circumstantial. Well, I don't know anymore actually. Nobody looks at my circumstances, but well, anyway, that's what Seagull says. She's not 16 yet. I don't know who Seagull is referring to, because there is not actually anyone I know of the age of 16 exactly as it stands at this minute in time. Or 15 in fact. Right, 40 more times of another load of cars over the drain car. Vaping stench. This is interesting. Some girls about 13, teenagers, in foreign countries they'd be known as young adults, but not anymore. I don't know. They change the age of consent in every country. So, but in other countries, if it was China, sorry, Japan, 13 was 5 years ago. 13 was actually a full-grown adult, and a 13-year-old could go with people my age or older. In Japan, that is, not in the UK. In the UK, it's quite a restricted country. It's one of the higher restricted countries for suggestion as well. Not for the highest age of legal for sex, but for suggestions. Germany, Great Britain, where is it? I've forgotten. Is it Turkey? I'm not sure. And there's another country, I've forgotten what it is. Not Italy, is it? I'm not sure. But those 4 countries that I just mentioned, they hold restrictions, when it comes to the age gap, trying to force people to be within the same age range, where other countries is a bit different. But my brother was saying that even in Amsterdam, people are starting to get more fussy about the age gaps over there. And even the prostitutes that work in the red rooms, or whatever you call it, what's it called, the red district, apparently they're starting to get fussy as well with older men and not giving people sex if they're over a certain age. This is a problem. I've not had sex in my whole life, and I'm being stopped from getting anyone, and they're taking away any possibilities from me. The thing is, I'm struggling to find anyone over the age of 23 that is not a mother. I mean, I don't mind going with younger people, but it's I prefer to be with a foreigner, because the people in the white race, or the white females, are shit on me all my life. They've stopped me getting anyone, and I can never forgive it on any grounds of this. I'm not sure how it works with Ella. I don't know whether Ella was pretending to like me or she turned against me. I do not know, or whether they stopped her from going, or whether it was another reason. But whatever the reason is, I would like to find out, but I don't think I'll ever will. But if it was her, she would have contacted me on the internet, because I was talking about Facebook on the day I saw her. But we didn't really go into conversations of saying ad or whatever, and I just said my name and all the rest and then left it like that. But anyway, next load of shit that was... the teenagers, forgot to mention this, didn't I? Yeah, so the teenagers that were past me at age 13, I was pissing about with CD writing stuff down, and I didn't realise I had the Are You Single CD showing outwards, because I usually have a music tracker, and I usually hold this CD asking anyone who's single. If it's if you see a lot of ladies that look like they're single in your direction, then you might change it around for a change. But depends on the day and what mood I'm in, because I'm struggling. But they saw it and they said that he's not going to get anyone, saying that all the people in my school are in a sexual relationship, and saying that how many bloody people are in our school, sort of thing. So each and every girl in her school, that one of them is saying out of the 3 that passed me, they would literally say that every single person in my school is in a relationship with a girlfriend. Right, next sheet. Suck on it van, Babcock van, Latham van. I don't know if it's spelled like this. Latham. I don't know what the word means. Dad lorry, D.A.D. Just do it top. Blue sexual car timed, grey timed, Hurst, basically a funeral car. Bonus a bike to Tingling at Bell End and Rim again as usual. Same again, from behind. Sexual car, black, white, grey, white. Next direction's a bicycle, sorry. White, grey, another bike issue. Bike only, sexual car, SPG van, don't know what SPG means. Palmer's van, next motorbike, Millstone van, Magna van, Target van, blue sexual car light on, black and blue top, bonus a motorbike, cheering van, 3 grey cars, person nods as if to say yes, and then the bike off the pavement, timed to a sexually excited erection, angled and across onto the road at me. A t-shirt saying 13. This actually, what's after that? And a Woods van. is interesting, this, because this was a sheet before those 13-year-old teenagers passed me and said what they said that I just mentioned about a minute or so ago. 2 minutes ago, something like that, I can't remember. Gun-looking thing on a car roof. More vaping stench. Bow whistles. Bow whistle that. Yes, sad. Yeah, someone says, yeah, sad. That's why he's not with her. With no one said. Sorry. So, that's not the case at all. Because all these people are sad out there because they're all in sexual relationships when they're still at school. And they got the nerve to tell me that I'm sad. They were doing this when I was a teenager. I've been started on as a sick bastard right since I was a teenager. In actual fact, before the age Ella is. Ella's a young adult. Anyway, next, teenager, about Ella's age, in fact, pushing a buggy. Right. After trying to struggle getting past people on the path because of being very awkward today, another bike issue. Seagull says sex. Magna van. I'll try and work that 2 out later. Seagull says you're a pervert. Ha ha ha. These are the separate times. There's like a gap in between that. So yeah, Seagull says sex, and then Magna. I'm trying to work out Magna, what that could be. Obviously, at the moment, these setups seem to be sort of two-sided. There's some of it's coming out positive, and some of it's still negative. But it's only just coming in with like mixed with positive stuff. It's not. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's real. But they do understand that something's got to replace. The day around the time that we lost the England lost the World Cup, and the day that I saw Ella, or 90% it was Ella with the boyfriend, the setup started to change from this sort of negative force, and also it's decreased with the loud bikes being tied to erections. So although it's been occurring, there still has been under 150 today. Most days, up until roughly when England lost the World Cup, there was about 700 to 1,000 loud bikes tied to an erection every single day, starting from the evening after I saw Ella at the community day on that one specific day. I was breaking down on that specific day because what happened was I was shaky from smoking and shaky from the vodka, and something kicked in me, and I don't know what it was. It was like something was controlling me. I sort of ended up shaking, and I just nearly fucking collapsed on the floor, breaking down in tears for no reason. Something was causing me to do that. How I controlled myself and didn't do that is literally near enough beyond belief. But I do not know what caused it. But I do know something. As soon as I looked at that specific person, it sort of came to her. I liked her straight away, and something sort of hit me in that sort of time period. There's only a couple of minutes after that where I just sort of was looking at her and looking how nice this person was. I just sort of nearly fucking... It nearly took me down, but how I managed to... It felt like, I don't know what it was with that specific person, it just felt like she was family, or she felt like she fitted in with me. So I felt like... something about that, Ed, I don't know what it was, but... I liked her more than I fancied her. Or should I say loved her. But just something about that specific person. It's like she felt like family. I left my bag there. I knew she wouldn't touch it. I went to the toilet. I left my bag. I said, "Keep an eye on my bag, won't you?" And I knew she wouldn't touch it, and she didn't, because I would have seen the bag, because of the style of the bag. I would have seen it move. I could just work out what sort of person she was. How are they going to replace that person then? If that person was to be a future partner, because there's nothing left. It's got to be replaced before I get sexually molested in my next life, without being compensated in this life, should I say. And the same happened in my last life, because a psychic told me in my last life I was sexually abused many times as a little girl, stopped from getting sex at all right through my whole life, and I died tragically in my early 20s. This life has been the same. However, that psychic did say that my life was going to get better, and that what comes round goes round. So basically she's saying that your life was going to get better in this life, but it didn't. 20 years later, I've still got no one. And in those 20 years, they've taken stopped getting people in as well. Right, someone says he wants Izzy being smashed. He wants Izzy be smashing him out. Sick cunt. And then Mission Control, hold on, said. Bonus, a motorbike. Gunshots. Mushroom, I think this is last night's page. Mushroom bow whistled. Itchy tingling bell end and rim. So semi bonus for loud bike. Should be released, as said. Penis up to the loud bike. Same again. Motorbike revs no. Spain will win, Justin. In actual fact, they did win. And this was about an hour or so before the match ended. I'll tell you something else about this, sir. This was interesting as well, because I was drinking at 10 o'clock last night, because I started going to an earlier time on certain nights. It seems to be 10 o'clock a lot lately. I ended up having about 4 shots of vodka straight away, letting that hit me. Sometimes I'm trying to give out the fags, so it's Nicorettes now, but I've got to get grips on the drinking. But the problem is, I've let my life go, haven't I, because I've got no partner, and I can't take the fucking being hanged or fucking sucked inside, feeling like I'm trapped and can't get out, and I want a girlfriend, I want sex because I've not had it all my life. I'm suffering for a fucker every day, like it's been for the last fucking 40 years, and no one fucking helping me. This is the problem. I've let my life go, that's the problem. So anyway, let's get back to this sheet in a minute. Right, coughed over. This is when I've gone out. Motorbike again, penis. Hang on, I think I turned the page over. I've got like written section on one bit, and then ended up writing the other section today. Because sometimes what happens is I put a page, and I fold the page up, and I'm only writing on one side of the page, and I forget to write stuff on the second part, and sometimes do that, so that's what I might have done. Another bike issue, titchy, whatever, and loud bike, same again, and loud bike revs on mic. Fucking shoot him. Someone says, no, I can't remember if this is Fret or revved. Fucking shoot him, Justin. No, X-Ray said. I must have forgot to put a dot there, or I don't know. When I write these sheets, I just jot it down, like slack happy, do you know what I mean? Messed around, Justin said. Itchy bellend, bonus loud bike. Same again, 4 times again. Itchy bumhole, bonus tingling cock end, and whatever. It's really personal, this stuff, but I'm getting pissed off of it. There's no need for it. No one left Justin now revved. Well, let's get to the next sheet. This is quite a sickening sheet, I remember. Seagull says pervert and knife you dead. Got to go with people in their 40s, Justin. Can't remember if that's ever by Seagull. Section of that's definitely by a seagull. It could be, the whole lot could have been by a seagull. How these seagulls speak in human language, I do not know. I've got audio recordings of this one, not so much in recent times, because they keep doing it in a way where when you push record, it stops, and when you push stop, it starts. It's like it has an intelligence where it knows when to not know when and not to say it, basically, and doing it in a disguisable way to make it look like nothing's going on. You evil cunt, Justin. Being shot dead, Justin. Car revs going to jail, molested Sadie. Same again, and then 3 more revs by that same car of that same name. Knife you down, Justin, revved. Negative attraction now, revved. Molested Sadie, being knifed, Justin, revved. While lying in bed, feeling like a piece of shit, thinking what shall I do today, which is what I'm doing now. There's a vibration under my feet. A vibration from the bed, like spring movement control, but done in a way to say you're going to hell, which is interesting. And that's on top of the tapping under my feet, making the same suggestion, and the light flickering and making the same suggestion, and also on the bus where the light flickered to say that I'm going to hell because I turned against Ella or whatever. I have not turned against Ella. Ella is gone, and I'm not sure if it's because she's turned against me or whether it's because they stopped her going to that place at the community day. She did say she was going to go there for a couple of months. I mean, she could like me now, but the problem is, if that was her that I saw on the day England lost the World Cup, then it's too late because she's in a relationship. And the problem is, the type of person she's with is the type that's going to make her pregnant. And it's too late. Right, so, where's this? Someone outside, woman, this is, says, this girl's still at school. Ella's made pregnant. She's got with people her own age. That all just makes a good suggestion anyway, doesn't it? And someone says, this is a man now that says this. Ella, Izzy Simpson, who fucked it up. So basically said it like that, the way I said fucked it up. I can't remember the... someone says, Justin, Lisa. Right, time to itchy, whatever. More bike issues. I've not written it all properly down on it. I messed it up for you, going with Ella. You molested Layla, said, which is not true. You're being knife dead, Justin said. Ella wants you shot dead, said. Like I said, everything's got to be replaced because I'm not accepting nothing to replace it. When I was speaking to the people, not last week, I think it's Friday, the week before, part of the mental health team, they said, what are you going to do when you reach 40 and you've still got no partner and had no sex? I didn't actually say what would happen, but we're going to the stages of if I haven't got sex by the age of 45, that we look into the way of ending my life, because I'm not going to fucking put up. Because I'm only going to end up drinking myself to death with vodka, because there's no way in changing my life. I might as well live it. I'm not happy about accepting being raped as a child and stop from getting sex from my whole life. There's no way I can forgive God, and I will rip fucking God to pieces if God returns. There's no way this can be forgiven. So Jesus Christ returns, because he's had sex, and that makes me want to fucking throw up, because he had sex with Mary Magdalene, teenager. And I'm not worshipping someone that's enjoyed sex with a Mary Magdalene teenager when the only sex I get in every life is being raped as a child. And it's going to have to happen again in my next life, because everyone fancy children. So I'm going to be raped again. That's 3 fucking lives, Christ. And I'm getting like paranormal sounds, noises, or not noises as such, but things occurring to tell me that I'm going to the fucking fire of hell. How fucking cold is the fucking Creator God? How fucking stupid? How small-minded? Just like people, they don't realise how serious it is, and they stop me getting anyone, and they're purposely putting everything through. Right, so cool. Lisa, Justin said. Well, Lisa's about the ugliest person that I've ever known as a school friend, who turned out to be very grubby attraction. Obviously, I don't dislike her as a friend, but then again, through time, I guess we're not really friends. She has a totally different way of life to me, different interests. She likes caring for old people, and just a different person to me. She's very different. Just check the time. I don't want to miss that bus, you see. Got a load of time. Right. Recovery van, black and blue car, white. Heavy traffic forces me into a three-wheel bike on the path. Choked by vaping stench. Pass van, learner car, Mike's your man van. Bike means Mike van, which is a bike repair van. DX lorry, Zimmer frame angled at me. Turn head, bike timed. Spit talking hits my neck, sorry. More vaping stench, sad said. Hard coughing at me, Zimmer frame at me. Look at a sexy Japanese lady with grey hair that's about 60, but you've got to take into account these people that are Japanese, they still got like skin of a fucking 18-year-old when they're 60, so that you can fancy that type. But the problem is they're all mothers at that age, and also they've had a lot of sex with other people, and I want someone a bit cleaner considering I've had no one in my whole life. But just supposing she was that, I wouldn't mind shagging her. I mean, when it comes to people that are white, usually around the age of 30 they go into negative attraction for some reason, but the Japanese and the Chinese and people in other countries, about 63ish maybe. They start maybe a bit older, 64. It's possibly 65 before they go into negative attraction. Obviously some do go into negative attraction before that, but usually in these Asian countries it's not until about 65. But in the UK it seems to be somewhere between 28 and 36 when they go into negative attraction, depending on the look of the person. But mind you, there are some teenagers that look like they're grubby when they're still in their teens. But usually if they're better looking, it's usually around about the age of 28 to 36 before they go into negative attraction in the whites. And when it comes to the Japanese or the Chinese, roughly around the age of depends, but on average I'd say around about 40 to 65 before they go into negative attraction, depending on the person. But once they reach about that age, 65, then I can't fancy them at all. And the people that are, in the UK, it's sort of after 36 you can't fancy them at all. It's like that sort of thing. So yeah, it is a problem. Especially when I'm 44 coming up 45 and never had anyone. That really does help the issue, doesn't it, when they're not accepting the age gap. They're not going to replace it, they just want to see me fucking hanged. They crucify me sexually, the elite. But then again, they pre-told this in The Stranglers, Golden Brown. There's music tracks in the charts like Mars, pump up the volume. It's just there, it's just dead. History. And it says stuff. Government's just turned, pump up the volume on this music, we're going to get you. It sounds like that, and also it says it's just dead, history. It's just dead. And then it says, in the bit it says, sounds like they're trying to make it to sound like Jungle in the future, before Jungle came out. It said, what's it said? I've forgotten. When the drum beats go like this, Leanne's not gonna do you, Olivia, no. Something like that. And there's whistling at the end of the track. It's a good track for its sound, but it goes against me for suggestion. Right, so where are we to? Zimmer frame angled at me. Lady with grey hair. Oh no, I just mentioned that. Schick Baxter van. Oh yeah, after I saw that Japanese person, that's the next setup, sorry, I'm not reading it properly. Yeah, straight after that, there was a Schick Baxter van followed by a police car. So SHK, Schick Baxter, can suggest the name. It could also apply sick bastard. So it's saying I'm a sick bastard for looking at a grey-haired Japanese lady. Does sexual looking, basically. Right, opposed by a lady in a grey car, as to say there's nobody left. Dorset Blind Association van. Red, white. Right, this is interesting. This was said by upper class type people. Well, not upper class, but they didn't say who it was. But this, I'm not making this up. All right. They said, right, her and her parents are having their house set alight. They shit on him. That's what they said, and they were referring to me. But I don't know who they are on about when they mention that person. It could be any person. It is a rather serious thing to do for someone turning against me, but then again, I don't know how serious it is with this issue, whatever it is, or whoever's turned against me. It'd be a bit like this Ella she's turned against me. I don't know. There's one of three things that's happened there. She either doesn't like me and she didn't want to go back there, or they stopped her going, or there's another issue where maybe there's an issue where she doesn't like me. But then again, she seemed fine with me the time we were there. That doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what's going on. But all I can say is it's too late to keep the friendship with this person, and everything has to be replaced. England's lost the World Cup. Spain. Actually, the word Spain resembles all these types of rough people that give me trouble and mistake me as Savannah with the bears. Might as well worth mentioning it. Right, on the sheet, oh yeah, coming back up here after those teenagers passed me. Someone said they stopped him going with Ella. I don't know what's going on there, but with this Ella. But what I do know is there's going to be no communication between me and her for the rest of my life. Because obviously, the next time I see her, she'll probably be a mother with a boyfriend. And if that's the case, I don't want to know her. Not being nasty or anything like that, but after the life I've had, and the way I've been treated by everybody, and the fact that I've been sexually abused and stopped from getting anybody, and the fact that I've nearly had restrictions put on me because of claiming that I'm stalking her when I'm not. If I saw her with a boyfriend, and she's a mother, I don't ever want nothing to do with her, and I fall out with her. I'm not doing it to be nice, but I'm doing it because of how bad my life has been and how I've been treated, and the fact that if this has been put through, it shouldn't, or whatever. But if she is, just supposing, on the one-off, just supposing she is single, and supposing she does like me, and she goes with me later on, or whatever, there might be the possibility that I'll forgive Christ for the type of person that I'm being rewarded with, that was nearly put through in the beginning, when I first saw her. But that's not going to be the case, and she'd have to contact me and not me contacting her. But, as I said, that is not going to be possible. I don't know all the issues. Right, there's a police siren to say that I molested Layla when I haven't. I'm getting pissed off with that. I just want to mention something else. I'm not really supposed to mention this because it causes trouble, but I'll mention it in this one-off recording, just so that people got an understanding. The last time I saw my father was actually 3 years ago, and the last time I went down to my mum's is a year ago. The last time I saw my dad when he came to visit me, when he had to go to the hospital, was just over 2 years ago. I don't know how many years, maybe a bit more than that. Otherwise I hadn't seen him. The only places I've spoken apart from that is on the internet. Facebook and that. It's not really something that's bad to mention, but it's just something that certain people don't like me mentioning. But on this specific recording, I do want to get some information, that's all. I want someone to replace Ella as well, because I'm not going to get her. No matter what happens, I'm not going to get this person. I want a replacement to that as well, because they've been making suggestions with the media, the music industry, and in pre-written jungle tracks that came out in 1993 and 1994 with over 300 tracks suggesting that one name, and even got my name next to her name in the tracks, I might add, and suggesting relationships, and also some commercial tracks mentioning that, I don't know when the tracks were made, but they sound like modern tracks saying that I'm going to be going with this person in 2 years' time, when it's all fucking through. They fucked up on the system. They've hit it with the wrong. They've hit it with the God, because she's a God name. There's no way I'm going to get anyone now. They can't replace that person. There's going to be a Japanese person or a Chinese person, because there's no one in the white race. Apart from her, they're all going to put you down a saddle, sickle, moan about the age gap. It's not replaceable. I know people in foreign countries, like Japan, China and everywhere else, they seriously would go with people my age or older. They don't hold this age restriction on people like they do in the UK. And they will help people, especially if they've been abused as a child and not had sex in their whole life. But the problem is, in the UK, even if that's happened, they won't give you that option or allow you to suffer your feelings out in the life that you've had to get with a girlfriend or anything like that, to show your love and show your love. And the fact, because if I got someone, I would never hurt that person, and I do actually mean that, and I would never cheat on that person. But the problem is, I've never been given a chance to even have a partner right through my whole life. Apart from Lisa, I mean, this Ella actually likes me more than Lisa Pike as a school friend at school. She is more friendly to me. When I saw her on that community day, But I just don't know. I don't know if she does like me, because I don't know the reason why she hasn't gone back there. So I only knew her not one day. I was accused of trying to ask her out when she already said no. That's not even true. I only saw her on that one day. I told them that. And then, because they thought I'd seen her more than that, because they're making the suggestion that she's been there more than once. She was only there the week before where I didn't see her at all, because she told me that, and she was there on the 14th. She's not been there on any other occasion apart from those 2 days, on those 2 weeks. And then after that day, we reached the month of April. We were reaching times where only 2 people ended up going onto that community day. Everyone else had left. Then it built back where older people that used to go there started to come back. But literally all the people, the younger adults under the age of 25, apart from Chloe, they've all left for some reason. All after that one specific day, January the 14th. I've never seen any of them go back there ever since. And they also banned me from going to ARC, because I asked one of the neighbours out last year, and because they're saying that they're vulnerable, that they're vulnerable younger ladies, younger adults than me, that they've got to have a responsibility in saying some of these have been through domestic or sexual abuse as a child, and saying that because of this, and you're a much older person, and because you have autism, and they put down schizophrenia, when I don't have it, by the way, autism, yeah, but not schizophrenia, they have to look at it on the principle of the mental health issues, and because of all that together, they were not happy about letting me go there, so I can't go there to make friendship. The only way I can make friendship, the only 2 ways to possibly get someone, is to go to Bridport, where people would walk around a bit more open and a bit more freer than being tied up with their smartphone or with everybody in friends or whatever, or acting like they're hard or dangerous people like they do right across Somerset. There's quite literally Bridport is the only option of going there, or using the internet. Even though it's mostly scammers, it's the only possible way I'm going to find anyone. So it's a bit fucked up, to say the least. So yeah, I'm very, very pissed off about it. I still can't remember what happened this morning that I needed to state. God, what was it? Anyway, I can't remember if I mentioned this now. I was listening when Spain won against Argentina. I was listening to Dan Strand's Randall, Mission Control, and I already had about 5 shots of vodka by the time that part of the match was still on, going into overtime. As a coda, Space Tack was mixing into Ascend and Ultra Vibe, What Kind of World, is where Spain scored a goal. Also, Ascend and... Oh, just bat went right past my face then. Ascend and Ultra Vibe, incidentally, What Kind of World, is a track that sounds like it says this: what kind of world are we living in? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it sounds like it's saying what kind of sirs or what kind of sun. Well, it's on Dan Strand's wedding anniversary as well. The DJ Fallout mix on the 25th of the 6th, 1994, which is the part 2 series of the 1993 wedding. But that's another track I want to mention. This is DJ Nut Nut and Pure Science. The track's called The Rumble Boom Shaka Mix on Production House Records. It came out in 1994. Halfway through the track, it mentions Chloe, yeah? And it's in the section where it sounds like a nutcracker, which has got a very moody, dark groove across it. It's in that section of the track. I can't go with that person because she's been in a relationship for a month. And also Tabitha. I'm not supposed to say these names, but I'm doing this as a one-off conspiracy recording. I just hope it doesn't get... I've got to keep it within restrictions, obviously, because I'm giving names. But it's too late for Tabitha as well. She's 42. She only looks like she's 25. But it is too late, but I'm not going to go into her details or her business or anything like that. And same with Chloe. I'm not going to say who she's with or anything like that, because it's the wrong thing to do without their permission. But let's just say it's too late. I've actually got to go to the community day where I saw that Ella on the 14th, because I've got a meeting to talk about my alcohol problem. And basically I need to tell them that I'm not going to stop until I get anyone, even if it rots my liver and kidneys. I haven't had a good life. I just can't. Me living for nothing or just being ripped to pieces, it's just making me suffer even more. I might as well enjoy it, and if if anything does happen and I do get any problems, I'll just split my wrists and throat. Simple as that. Why should I? I mean, I'm being savaged for years and years, but the whole life, all the trouble's been on sexuality, all the problems have been sexuality, everything. They know this, but they can't see it because they're brainless. They just think, why can't you think about enjoying life instead of having sex when you're not fucking at it all your life? This is how small-minded these people are. But, I'm not going to... Literally every single possibility is fucking through. Out of everybody. This is why I didn't go why I didn't go... Oh, fucking hell. Losing my fucking... fucking pissing me off this is today. I got, sort of... Anyway. What was I going to say? I've lost it. I've forgotten. I'll leave it there for a minute. I'll add that next bit on there. I stopped recording temporarily. I was just trying to think what happened this morning. I want to add that. I just want to mention something else. The very first time I went to that barn is where I mentioned the name Ella. And probably the final time that I'll be able to get in there, because I don't know when I'm coming back to Bridport, and I don't come up here all the time when I go to Bridport. So by the time I next come up there, say in a week's time, it'd definitely be impossible to get through there because of how I've already cut the brambles on a couple of occasions, but this time I literally had to. It was worse than going in. I managed to move them out of the way while going in, but coming back out, it seemed to be a lot worse. And something else that I will mention is they did you had the bike issue when I left there. Yeah, and I'll keep you updated with anything else. I still can't remember what it is that happened this morning that I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, I will come to this. I forgot about this. Ella was in my dream last night. I can't remember the dream that clearly to remember it fully, but Ella was actually in my dream last night. The one I can't see anymore, the one that's gone against me, or if she hasn't gone against me, the one that's been turned against me, or I don't know exactly what's gone on, as I've been mentioning in the recording, but yeah, she occurred in my dream last night. I can't fully remember the dream properly. I don't know what it was about, but I know she was in the dream. I can remember getting visions of specific parts of the dream, but I can't remember the dream that clearly, because some nights there are dreams you can't remember at all, or there's dreams that you had and you can't remember what they were, or there's dreams that you clearly remember and you can read it like watching a TV show. It depends on what dream it is. But it wasn't a bad dream. It wasn't a sexual dream. It was like a calm nature, different sort of time period, with like nice people around and all that. But I can't remember the dream properly to put any suggestion to what the dream was about. But I know it was not sexual. I don't know. This person's out of my life. I knew it for that one day, and that one day is the only time I'm going to know it in the rest of my life. It needs to stop being suggested in all these music tracks or suggestions on adverts or through the music industry or through even the Duracell. One of the Duracell battery adverts is suggesting her as well, and also one of the football ads. And also, before the World Cup ended, you had the Google search bar even have the football player making the suggestion of applying Ella. And there's a load of other suggestions, like the Ella Fitzgerald, and the Fitzgerald being the designer of the actual head cover that they put on the Dance Trance tapes of the whatever it was I mentioned earlier, the magnetic lines of force or something like that, which is a picture of a head. So yeah, very interesting. The suggestions started to close recently because the sort of Ella was being replaced with Anna, and then suggesting that Justin Langford, myself, is going to have sex with Anna when I'm 45, which is in 4 months' time, basically. Well, there is no Anna that I know, but then things started to get more serious again, and it's falling back into this Ella suggestion when it's too late. And this is on Strictly Jungle, or part of the tapes that I used to listen to when going through different mixes. But what's happened since the last few days in particular, sort of 4 days, something like that, is we got tracks that are coming out. There are tracks I know that are making the suggestion that Christ has turned, like Robin Goldie, the Shadow Process mix, has a sample in there where it says, Christ has turned, the Lord is full of shit, making a suggestion it's saying that. It doesn't actually say that, but suggests that. You've got A-Side's Murder, Time to Get Busy mix on Strictly Underground Records, which contains a sample that was put in there by which was produced by Enigma, and it's called Second Chapter, where A-Side's used it in the Murder track, and the track sounds like it's saying murder, just time to get busy. And then the Enigma Chapter 2 section sounds like it's saying Jesus Christ has turned, Jesus Christ has turned. Basically that part sounds like a nuclear bomb going off. And also you got Wax Doctor, the Saint Simon Templar mix. So it goes like this, and it goes, it's like sounds like a stopwatch, or a wristwatch, or a time bomb, or to suggest that you slice your, basically flicker the wrist. It suggests that. Then it goes into a dark sound. I don't know what instrument it is, but it goes like this: Jesus Christ has turned. But it's something like that. And then it's got another sample of a lady singing, but I'm not sure what the actual exact wording is, but it sounds like it's saying, bullshit, I'm sleeping with a little girl, bullshit, I'm sleeping with an angel. I don't know, sounds like it's... And it goes back into the flick of the wrist sounds, or the wristwatch sounds, where it goes... Then back to Jesus Christ has turned. And then it's got samples that are like this, as to say, oh shit. So that's another track. Actually the start of Brian and Michael, Matchstalk Men and Matchstalk Cats and Dogs, which is a very big track from the 70s. They're on a commercial front. It sounds like saying this right at the start of the track: Jesus Christ has turned, Jesus Christ has turned. So there are other tracks as well, but I can't remember what they are. But after this Ella phase went into the Anna tracks, and the Anna tracks started to fall into Ella again, we then in the last 4 days come into new tracks. Now these are tracks that I know that I just mentioned, where it's making the suggestion Christ has turned, but we now got a load of new ones that I've got to go through and do a conspiracy on all that, which has only opened up in the last 4 days. There was one specific track which I found that also sounded like Jesus Christ has turned, but it was only a mild suggestion of it, and that was the same day as when England lost the World Cup. and then sort of nothing really happened until 4 days ago, where all this is occurring. And then you've got Well Beloved Immortal. I forgot this one. This is a very important one. It's on 7 Story Projects, and the track so it goes true, 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 true. Well done, Sandy. And then as we go to the middle section, it says futurism wasn't used to be me. And it goes into a bit when it goes, and it goes, it's got like, I don't know if it's a think break, but it did it to make it sound like it's saying Justin. And when it says Justin, it goes, makes it sound like you've been shit on, basically. And then it goes, your soul is falling. People are saying, or making comments saying, it's saying your soul is immortal, but it definitely sounds like it's saying your soul is falling. People are questioning that on the YouTube comments. Well, they, not so much on the video that I uploaded, but going back on the when someone else uploaded that video, and then it's got a sample saying as burned. Not, hang on, let me redo that. It's got a sample that goes like this. God has turned. Obviously it's slightly different than that, but it sounded like it's saying God has turned. But if you were to work it on the principle of it does suggest something else as well, actually, that bit. That makes sense, actually. But this is a newer track that's made in the 1993 and 1994 way. And they don't usually do that. They've obviously made that one track because they knew some fuck up was going to happen, and that fuck up's already been made. I've already mentioned it many times, right across. But yeah, and the rest of the track's quite negative as well. It sounds like it's a knife attack or a gunshot sound near towards the end of the track, of the same track. I discovered something else. This goes back 2 nights ago. It doesn't really say this, but I guess you could. It's the baby sample in The Dark Stranger by Origin Unknown. The Boogie Times Tribe. The Dark Stranger Origin Unknown remix. The baby bit sounds like it's Justin Langford. Doesn't really. Just did sound a bit like that. I will say. And another Fallen Cry. This is the one I think, I'm not sure if it was this one or not. It's the one on Dance Trance Rat Pack Capital Punishment. Let me just check the time, just make sure I've got time. Yeah, it's the one on Capital Punishment. On the Rat Pack mix, there's a track called Outer Intelligence. It's about OUTA, Intelligence. And the track is called Tales from the Unexpected on Back to Basics Records, where there's an alien sample on there and saying, oh, what's it say? Don't love Justin Jesus. No. Don't love Justin Jesus tape. Something like that. I can't remember what it said now. Jesus don't love Justin tape. Oh, no, I can't remember. It's something like that. Got to have a listen. I can't remember what it said now. It definitely had that suggestion. I did write it down. It just popped out my head. But that's another track that's suggesting that Jesus turned against me. That's what seems to have happened at the moment. The Ella suggestions sort of went into Anna for 2 weeks, or started suggesting Anna. There's obviously the Wax Doctor the Saint, the original mix. Side B does actually say Anna in it. And I've known that since I had the tape of that specific track, which is also on Dance Trance Randall Mission Control, 2nd of the 4th, 1994, which I had back many years ago, so I knew about that one, knew about that one. But it was when I was listening into these jungle mixes that I've never gone through before, checking out new stuff of the same material that came out in the same period as all the other stuff that was revealing all this information. But this Anna's gone back into Ella. And as it went near enough straight away as it went back into Ella, is when it's unfolding all these Jesus Christ Turned tracks. So it was very interesting, that really interesting. I'm not really supposed to be saying the name, but I guess it's not going to hurt saying the name, as long as it's not done in a way where it was like when I was putting it on Facebook. But, you know, like I said, this is a one-off recording. I've got to get the message out, you see. It's serious stuff. I might have a psychic reading, another psychic reading, just a proper one. Go and see a psychic. The problem is I get a lot of trouble on the fucking bus. Anywhere I go, out of Yeovil, if it's towards the area I used to live, like Glastonbury Street, Wells, Taunton, Bridgewater, Burnham, Sea Western-super-Mare, Cheddar, any of those areas, people start on me persistently because they're mistaking me as Liam, but mostly Sir Ben. And the trouble just causes trouble to increase right across Yeovil when that occurs. But then again, Yeovil's not exactly one of the better places. Bridport's probably one of the better places where people don't start. There has been days it has been extremely bad. There's been really bad days. But they're not as frequent as what they are in other places. If I go anywhere in the Glastonbury Street or the direction I just told you, you get at least 60 threats per day, if not over 100, on a daily basis. That's why I don't go in that direction. And getting anyone in that direction is impossible as well, because they're all that sort of smartphone user type. They're all in relationships, or they only go with people on their phones list or whatever. They're very strict. It's a different atmosphere altogether. Where Dorset, people are more open, more freer, and more friendly, more down to earth, a bit more intelligent than people in the area where I live. Right, someone's just said Lisa. I just want to mention that Lisa, although I don't like insulting people, out of all the friends I had in school days, Lisa Pike and Lisa Fry are the two most. Well, she wasn't actually at my school, but she's someone I knew in that time period, in the days of when I was very young. But they're the two, the most negative. You know, there's this person called Emma as well. She wasn't that attractive. Those three are probably the most negative names of people I knew back in those days. And Lisa Pike being in second place. So Emma would be the bestest looking out of them. Just to let you know, it's not Emma Granshaw, this is a different person. And Lisa Pike would have been in second place, and then it'd be Lisa Fry who would have been the most negative. I don't like insulting women or anything like that, but I'm just giving you a personal opinion on sexual attraction, on how attractive those types of people would appear to me as being a specific person. So obviously I like these people, but when it comes to like preference and taste in what I just mentioned, then obviously that's how I just personally see it. When it comes to friendliest looking person that I've known in my life, or who appear to like more than anyone else, or seem to be sort of spiritually connected to, would probably be that Ella that I've been mentioning throughout this recording. But she's taken a different route in life, and that person's completely gone. In actual fact, coming to think about it, this person probably won't even remember me if she saw me again, because I only saw her on that one day. And obviously, because people age and their face changes shape, there's a possibility that if I saw her, it's a bit like that person I saw with a boyfriend that I thought was with, which I thought was Ella, the day England lost the World Cup. That's why I couldn't guarantee it was, because I don't know, because I haven't seen her face for over six months, and people's faces change over the years. And obviously when you've seen someone once, it can be difficult to remember what someone looks like. So there's a possibility if I saw her again, say it's 5 years time, I probably wouldn't even recognise her, and she wouldn't recognise me. So you may as well say that person's gone for good. Right, there's a Through the Net t-shirt. I think I've seen that one before on the walk that I'm doing where the walk's ended now, because obviously I'm getting the bus, but I think I've seen that person, or the person that's wearing that specific t-shirt before. I can't remember. Through the net basically means that something's fallen through. Like, for example, a future girlfriend or a future event, or something like that. So through the net means that something has fallen through, or it's too late to do anything because it's been put through, or something like that. I'm just waiting to see what the next setup is, to see what has been put through, or some form of suggestion to give me some idea, but they're not going to be able to do that just yet, because they can only piss about with the less, basically things that are not very suggestive, like different colour cars coming like black and blue, right, or timing a bike to a stretch or something like that. When the first thing occurs to see what that suggests a major suggestion, I should add it to this recording. Talking of Through the Net, there is someone I've seen, but it's not really making much of a suggestion. It just looks like the police officer that goes to the community day where I saw Ella on that one day. But there's a grey sexual car that's been timed, but I'm just waiting for some information of what comes after Through the Net t-shirt, see if there's anything that's a bit more suggestive. The seagulls just made a sound to say Jesus Christ has turned against each other, and ha ha ha. I just had a phone call. One of my friends has been banned from having people visit his apartment, and I've been told that it's best to disconnect the friendship, so just had a phone call about that. Right, there's been a few things. There's been vaping issue, black sexual car, buggy, teens with buggies, blue sexual car, an upset, a drain covers hit. Right, the bike issue's very bad. It's been gun looking, there's been a shazzle dazzle. Evil look by a lady about 20 with a 7-year-old girl, possibly younger than that, but of a very sexual type. Learner car, a red sexual car. Basically just repeat allow bikes to erections, or bikes angled to erections. I was arrested the way. Applebury Westcote, black and blue, black grey, lots of grey white. There's a person in a buggy, is like a wheelchair type buggy, one of those racing buggies like that you get at the Olympics with a flagpole. Were not Spain, but the flagpole resembles the two tape packs titled The Wedding Anniversary, which is 6 tape packs, rave tape packs from 25th of the 6th 1994. What a surprise there. Red sexual car, more bike issues, Bamfords, more bike issues, black sexual grey, an Indian lady about 20, as I'd near enough reach my place, says being knife, or Paki should I say, yeah, Indian. However, on the bus I'm actually speaking to an Indian guy who's a decent chap, roughly about the same age as the lady that says you're being knifed. In a male that I've been speaking to, who's like a friend I chat to on the bus, because he's from London, you see. He's only moved here in the last couple of months, and he seems a really decent chap. Anyway, a couple of teens say, what was it? Yeah, said, gotta go with a face of a pizza or something like that. I didn't catch a thread and write down properly because I was doing something. and being stunk out by a vape as well. So that completes the journey back home of this one-off conspiracy or recording that I need to do. So it's a case of going online, looking for new people. I didn't find any new people or anyone to have communication with or friendship with while out today. It's going to be the same scenario again tomorrow. It's going to be like this for the rest of my life if I don't find anyone. So that's the best it gets in the UK, because people are stupid in the UK. That's the problem. They don't know how to make friendship, they won't socialise, and there's no rationality anymore. It's got to be done in a specific middle class type of way, or kind of half upper class. It's got to be done in a controlled method. It can't be done in your rational, common way that people used to.